Chapter 22. I woke early the next morning, tired of tossing and turning after being awoken yet again by the latest in a string of bizarre and disturbing dreams. Knowing I needed to tell him about the night before, I called Bill. "Hello." I heard his voice over the phone. "Bill, it's me. I hope I didn't wake you." I walked from one room to another, pacing with nervous energy. "No, I was up. How are you?" "Good mostly, at least until last night. There was an incident you should know about. I wanted you to hear it from me, and not rumors." "What kind of incident exactly?" He sounded concerned. I repeated the whole story the way I told Devon the night before, adding only that I no longer bore any marks. Devon told me Brandon's handprint had faded before we'd finished dinner. "I see," he was quiet a moment. "Did anyone witness this?" "I don't think so. We were sitting in my car so no one could hear, and the area was empty. I don't think anyone saw us, but I can't be certain." "Have you told anyone else?" he questioned. "Yeah," I winced, afraid he would get angry. "Devon was waiting when I got home last night. I'd invited him over for dinner. I totally spaced about it until I found him sitting on my front step. He saw the handprint on my face and demanded to know what had happened." "Wait. Devon, you mean Devon Wilson?" "Yeah, he moved into my apartment complex a couple weeks ago. You remember, I called about him. We've been reacquainted." "That's right. You told me he used to run around with Payson. Is he the only one you've told?" "Other than you, yes." Still pacing through my apartment, I answered his questions. "All right. I'll deal with Brandon. I know better than to give you orders, but I want you to stay away from him, at least for a while." "Not a problem. After last night, I don't want to see or even speak to him. I told him to stay away from me, at least for a while. He said he'd call me today, but I don't want to even talk to him." "Good, keep it that way for a while. I'll tell him not to contact you. If he calls after I speak with him, you're to call me immediately. I'm afraid he'll blame you for his punishment. I want you to be careful. Rest assured, he contacts me and I'll let you know as soon as I can." "I'm glad to hear you have some sense." "Haha, so funny," I said. "On a different topic, there's something else I needed to talk to you about." "What's that?" "I've got a question. It's probably going to sound strange." I worked my way up to the question. "What's your question?" "Has anyone ever tried to force the animal form of a non-shifter before?" "Force how?" "Call the animal form like Alexis taught me." "Not that I know of. Why?" "I can feel Devon's wolf. I know it's there. I think it wants out, but somehow it's trapped." "Have you mentioned this to him?" "No. I didn't want to get his hopes up only to find out it's impossible. I wanted to bring it to you first." "Very well. Do you think you could call his wolf?" "I've only done it once before, but I think I could. I'll want more practice first. I'd like to have a chance to shift others a few more times before I try to call his. If he even wants to try it. It has to be his decision or I won't even try." "I agree, it should be up to him. Do you think that it is possible Alexis could call his wolf?" "I don't know, but Alexis can't sense his wolf," I asked her. "I think it may have to do with my ability to sense power. I don't know. I can feel it, almost like I feel anyone else's power to shift. I can sense their animal form." "I believe you." He paused a few seconds. "Let me to do some asking around. See if I can find if anyone has done it, or tried to, before we talk to Devon. Once we have an answer, we can talk to him and let him decide." "I agree. I also want to consult with Alexis about it, probably before we talk to Devon. I'm worried about possible health consequences to forcing the animal form of a non-shifter. Makes sense, I said. Even if everyone agrees to test it, I don't want you trying it alone. I want at least me and Alexis present, possibly a couple of enforcers too, just in case there are problems. Do you understand me? That last part was more a command than a request. Perfectly, sir. Keep this to yourself until I have made my calls and spoken with Alexis. Then we can either talk to him together, or you can take it up with him yourself. I'll let you decide since you know him better. I'll think about it, so when you give the go-ahead, I'll have a decision. That's fine. You can go to work today. I'll start dealing with the information you have given me. Remember, no contact with Brandon if you can avoid it. I'll put those calls in to the other kindred and let you know what I find out. I guess I'll let you go and get ready for work. Thank you for believing me, both about Brandon and about Devon. Bill laughed on the other end of the line. Nickie, you may be independent, impulsive, and rebellious, but you've never been a liar. I have no reason not to believe you. You know me so well. I should. Now I have work to do. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. I'll call when I have news, Bill promised before disconnecting. I finished dressing and left for work before I was late. I'd not yet made it to my car when I heard my PCD ringing in my purse. I stopped long enough to dig it out and answered even though I knew it was Brandon. Hello. Nickie, how are you this morning? He was upbeat, happy, as though the night before had never happened. Still pissed. You? I'm great. I was hoping we could get together, talk. Your nose healed that fast? Not quite, but I got it set and the bruising's almost gone. Will you meet me? Sorry, I'm on my way to work. I don't have time. I didn't tell him I'd spoken to Bill. How about after work? I don't think that's a good idea, I hedged. Come on. Please? Sorry, I can't. I got into my car and closed the door. I've got to get to work or I'll be late. I've got to go. Come on, meet me. Let me explain, he pleaded one more time. I don't want to hear it. I have to go. I hit the end button before he could say another word. Before starting the car, I dialed Bill. I explained about the call and how Brandon had tried to get me to meet him. He thanked me for letting him know, and we hung up again. I hurried to work, thankful that I lived so close because as I was already a few minutes late.